Jacob, been the key for the defensive line this year? Why you guys have played so well in the first two games?
Just like being tough, and like we're a young defensive line. We all like played or started last year, so like this year just like slowing the game down, really honing in on our key, and just like the game is much slower for us, so it allows us to play faster. So.
And does the comfort level help? Having been alongside Biscuit and Cromwell, does that help when you guys all three have played together?
Absolutely, yeah. We have that chemistry. Me and Biscuit go all the way back to Naps. I've been playing with Clay for the last 2 years, so that chemistry, like we have code words, like the way we talk, communicate. We know where we're going to be during the play.
Coach says the most important thing is to keep the play in front of you. Is that what you guys focus on?
Keep the play in front of us? Yeah, absolutely. You can't make a play if you're behind the ball, so we just keep the play in front of us. Just honing in on our key, like I said, and when we all do our job, when the D-line does our job, when me and Biscuit work together, we're gonna make the play.
Also, Coach talks about that nice mix that you guys have, both size and speed seems to be helping you this year.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. We got a little speed competition going on with the defensive ends. Me and Jay Reed like to race, so I mean, definitely that speed factor is key.
I know situational football is a key that you guys have been focusing on this year. Is that something that is really a focus going into this East Carolina game to improve on in some of those situations?
100%. Last year we didn't focus on that as much, but now that we go over it and we go through 3rd and 6, 1st and 10s, 2nd and 5s, when we get in the game and we look at the sticks and we realize, 2nd and 5, we know what we're going to get. We're more prepared. So definitely focusing on that has improved the D-line.
What's it like in a bye week when you've played a couple games and you've kind of gotten used to focusing to that weekend game, but now you're focusing on kind of self-evaluation and having that extra week?
It's bittersweet. We like going out and playing, so it kind of sucks that we don't have a game this week, but at the same time, it allows us to do things this week that we wouldn't normally do in a normal week. We get to hit a little bit more, bang around, so we get to put in extra work now since we don't got a game to play this weekend.
You talked about things slowing down and being comfort. Is also being a junior on campus a little different, that you're not as worried maybe as much about some of the academics or some of the things you weren't sure about earlier in your career as a midshipman?
Absolutely. Plebe year, obviously we got a lot of stuff going on, so it's hard to focus on football. Sophomore year, started to play a little bit more. It eased up a little bit in the hall, so it allowed me to focus more on football, but definitely being an upperclassman with all the, I don't want to say perks because we don't get many perks, but definitely, not having to worry about underclassmen stuff has helped the D-line, being able to focus more on football, watch more film, get in the books a little bit more.
And you learned a lot about leadership from the guys in front of you. You're starting to kind of pick things from some of the different guys that were your leaders that you're trying to maybe be as a leader now as a junior?
Absolutely. My freshman year, sophomore year, I wasn't much of a vocal leader. I'd watch guys like Diego Fago, Jackson Perkins. I'd watch them, and now that I'm an upperclassman, I kind of need to step into that role. And I'm just taking things from those two guys in particular. First that come to mind. There's many more, and just building my own leadership style as I progress through junior year.
And what's it like also being in your third year with Coach Newberry and his defense?
Oh, it's nice. At first, Newberry's defense is complicated, so it took a lot to get used to. But now that I'm a junior, I've been running relatively the same plays for the last 3 years. We switched things up. We're obviously not the same defense we were last year, but just knowing his tendencies and being a third-year player in his playbook, it's definitely helps.
What's it been like with John Marshall these last two games? 15 tackles last week. The first game, he had a couple sacks. What's it like playing with him?
It's definitely a confident booster to know that I got a guy like John Marshall to my right or to my left. Because I know he's going to do his job. He communicates. He lets me know what I'm doing. So that I really like that duo right there. It's kind of like we call ourselves a strong side. So yeah.
It's been pretty cool to have someone from your high school on the team the whole time you've been here.
Evan Warren, yeah, it's been cool. Sometimes it's I don't know. It's pretty cool. Just a little slice of home in the Navy locker room. Remind me who I'm playing for.
And what's it like being a local player, being from Westminster, knowing that there are people around that follow you and you're close? I know some of your teammates are, as far away as the West Coast.
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice. My high school is 45 minutes down the road, so Westminster represent. I got my coach out here, my D-line coach from high school. He came to the Delaware game. I actually had a friend I went to high school with on the Delaware team, so just having those guys to be able to come to my games and support me, and me being able to go to their games. They play this Friday against South Carroll, so I might pop out to that. But yeah, it's definitely really nice.
How important is it for this team to get going after a couple tough first losses?
It's just rinse and repeat. It happened. We just need to there's nothing we can do. We can't go back and change it, so we just got to keep grinding. We're on a bye week. It allows us to really I don't know, think about what we got to do. Really focus on that next game. So I mean, we're just excited to get out there and play against ECU. Like, we can't wait.